What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another Japanese lesson. Today we are going to learn how to pronounce the Master of the Demon Slayer Corps. This place about to blow. Oh, sorry, I got a little in my head there. That was a really bad joke. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm getting so cringe. But today we're going to talk about the Master. We're going to learn how to pronounce his name. I know his name can be very, very daunting for many of us. It is one of the longer ones, and it can take some time. Even sometimes with these kinds of names, I really have to break it down syllable by syllable to make sure I'm understanding what this name sounds like and how to pronounce it. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you how, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll feel pretty comfortable with pronouncing this name. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below on what name you want me to do next. I am taking requests from the comments, and I'm working through that list, so while it might be a few weeks before I do the name you request, I will get to it, so make sure you leave that comment below. But this time, we're going to be doing the Master, which was one of the first ones requested. I don't blame y'all. This one is one of the harder ones, so we're gonna try and figure this out. And also, if you want a little bit of a deeper dive into Japanese alphabets and hiragana, katakana, check out the video where I talk about how to spell the names. I kind of go into a little bit more detail about the alphabets than I'm going to do in this video. But with that, let's talk very quick about the alphabets within Japanese. Japanese has 3 alphabets. It is hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana and katakana are completely phonetic. Every character within this alphabet has a sound, and that is it. They never change. It is always the same sound, no matter what. Kanji, on the other hand, has over 10,000 kanjis that have multiple different meanings and pronunciations and all kinds of different things, so we're not going to get into the details of kanji. It is way more nuanced and confusing. We're going to focus in on the hiragana and katakana pronunciations of these names in this video. But, okay, I kind of lied. We are going to talk a little bit about the meaning of the Master's names, because I do think Otoge-sensei, the mangaka of Demon Slayer, knew what they were doing when they were creating the names within Demon Slayer, because so far, everything that I've seen, the kanji that they've used has some kind of meaning that ties into the character. So, unlike with Tanjiro's name, where each standalone kanji in his name represented something very specific, it seems like with the Master's name, it's the full name as a whole that represents something, but it has multiple kanjis in it. They just all mean something together. So we'll start with the family name, which, remember, is technically the last name if you're American. Of course, it's called the family name in most other countries because they pronounce it first, especially in Japan. But the meaning of his family name is products, bear, give birth, yield, childbirth, native, and property. Now, I want to focus in on the give birth, yield, and childbirth because I think that's kind of where this name is a little bit nuanced. When it comes to the family name, we know this family is cursed to pretty much die before 30. No one has lived past 30 that was born into this family. So they're kind of cursed to just give birth, to make children, to make babies as quickly and as early as possible to keep the Demon Slayer Corps running, essentially. It sucks. It totally sucks. But that's like their reality. That's their curse. So I feel like that kind of checks out. Now, when it comes to his given name, it means shine, sparkle, gleam, twinkle, or brilliance. Now, shine, sparkle, twinkle, brilliance, explosion. Okay. I'm sorry, the jokes are really bad. Not the explosion jokes, I need to stop with it. But I do think that it still works for him. I feel like all the members of the Demon Slayer Corps kind of look up to him with a twinkle in their eye, like he just kind of sparkles and gleams to them as their leader. But also he blew up. So, there's that too. Now, how to pronounce his name. This is where things get a little bit daunting because the names are very long. But I guarantee you, if you sound it out and you take it slow, syllable by syllable, you will figure it out. A side note, when you are reading a Japanese name that has been translated to Romaji using our alphabet so we can read it, as long as you remember that the vowels always stay the same sound and that each vowel kind of represents a syllable, Just take it syllable by syllable and you'll get there. Speaking of the vowels, there are 5 vowels. We have a, I, U, E, and O. And like I just said, these vowels never change. They always stay the same. Sometimes if you see 2 vowels next to each other, they'll be kind of mushed together, but they will still have their own specific sound. All right, but let's take a look at his family name first in hiragana. We have U, Bu, Ya, Shi, Ki. U, Bu, Ya, Shi, Ki. Ubuyashiki. Now, I do drop the I in that. That's going to be the most common inflection or pitch accent in this name. I and U, which are represented by the letter I and the letter U, are most commonly dropped in words when they are following a voiceless consonant. And a voiceless consonant is a sound where you don't have to use your voice itself to make the sound. Like, example, sh. I did not have to use my voice to make that sound. So, it's very common to drop the E sound after it, which again is represented by the letter I. So we have ubuyashiki. Ubuyashiki. Now this is a little bit nuanced. They don't always drop it. They don't always pronounce it. It's very up to dialect and how they're talking. Within the anime, it's interesting because when it comes to like Upper One saying his name, he kind of stretches it out and says it longer, but Upper One also just speaks slowly and dramatically. So it's kind of hard to use him as a great example because people are not speaking like him in Japan, okay? I promise you, you will not run into anyone who's like, someone would look at him and go, I'm sorry. But here are some clips of a multitude of characters pronouncing his family name. Ubuyashiki ichizoku o kaesu kotoba mo nai. Ubuyashiki. Ubuyashiki. All right, so with that, it's Ubuyashiki. Now let's talk about his given name. Now this one again is difficult. We so much want to pronounce the syllables differently than what they actually sound like because if you were paying attention earlier, I did say the vowels never change sound, and within his name we have 3 A's. That means that each syllable, the end of it sounds the same. All right? So this is what it looks like in hiragana. Ka, ga, ya. Ka, ga, ya. Now it's kind of fun if you see these 2 characters, ka and ga, look almost exactly the same. The only difference is that there is the dakuten, which are those 2 little lines next to the bigger line in the ka, and that just changes the k sound to g. Ka, ga, ya. Now, when it comes to inflections on this name, there isn't really. They kind of just speak it straightforward the entire time. Ka, ga, ya. Ka, ga, ya. It's not kagaya. It's not kagaya. If it was more pronounced kagaya, that would mean it would be spelled K-U. The most common 2 that I hear is kagaya and kagaya. Neither are correct because each A is pronounced exactly the same. Ka, ga, ya. This one was a little bit harder to find in the anime, but I did find some clips. Ubuyashiki Kagaya no dairi o Toushu no Kagaya ga Kagaya-sama. But there you have it. There's how you pronounce the master's name. Ubuyashiki Kagaya. It's going to feel a little bit more unnatural to pronounce his given name that way because we aren't going to say it like that, like naturally. But as long as you try, you'll get it. And just a reminder, this is all in good fun. You do not have to really try and make sure your inflections are perfect. As long as you give it your best shot, you will be A-okay. But that is it for today's video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the character you want me to do next. You can also follow me on social medias. I am @LookingNerdy on Instagram, X, and TikTok. But with that, I'll see you next week, and matane!